Hello everyone, welcome to the Robo Samurai channel. This time I'll be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series 8608 Gnaw. Now this is the from the Transformers the movie. So, and we have here, he's got the Quintesson symbol here, which is kind of interesting because this symbol was only recently brought up and created to go alongside the War for Cybertron series. So it's interesting, but they don't actually put this symbol on this figure, just to let you know right off the top. It doesn't have any Decepticon symbol or Quintesson symbol whatsoever on it. So very interesting stuff, and it does have this background which pretty much matches the rest of the backgrounds that we've seen before, with the Quintesson chamber or the Judgment chamber. And I might take all of those along with the Quintesson diorama and just see how they compare along with the Dinobots and whatnot. So that's what we got going on with the box and the packaging art and all that other stuff. Let's take a quick look at this figure here. So here he is, and yeah, he's pretty cool, and he is a lot more interesting, I'd say, than the one that we got from the Titans Return. Although it wasn't too bad, or it depends. You can also have gotten it through through that Quintesson set that they were selling on Hasbro Pulse, which I happen to have actually right here. So here's a really quick comparison of those two, and you can see that one is clearly a lot shorter than the other, because one's supposed to be a Legends class. So let's take a quick look here. And what does our ruler say? This thing is about 3 inches, and so this here is about 4.5 inches in terms of, whoa, look out, in terms of millimeters, and we'll say like 12.5 millimeters tall. And this guy here, which is the original mold for the Quintesson set, he comes in around 9 centimeters tall, so a little bit small, a little bit more. If you had these, I think there was also maybe in one of the other lines they use this, like Cyberverse or something like that. I don't know. I don't collect the Cyberverse line, so if you do, that's cool. That's fine. And you can see here there's a Decepticon symbol on this one here, and he has this one here has no Decepticon symbol. So in the movie, I think in the animated movie, he does have a Decepticon symbol on him. So if you wanted to put a Decepticon symbol on him, go ahead and slap that on there. So he comes with these 2 accessories. He's got this gun here, and he has his tail whip thing, so with this ball on it. So it's got an angled piece right here, so you can kind of pose it in different areas, ways, or positions. So that's kind of cool. And of course, it's used in transformation. Now, taking a look at this figure, I have to tell you one thing: when you get it in the box, it actually doesn't come like this. It comes partially disassembled, and let me show you what it is. This here is actually slid off. So right here is this piece, and when you get it, it's mounted like this in the box, and then this is like off on the side and the bottom. The instructions tell you to go on ahead and just slide that in there, and there's no reason to. I mean, this does not serve the transformation or anything. Maybe it was a packaging thing, I don't know. But you just go on ahead and take that in there, and then you slide that all the way in, and it can stay there for the rest of its existence. So, oh yeah, and there is another thing here. So the instructions also have this here, the shark fin. It's plugged into the back like this. You can have it like this or like that. It does not serve any purpose, I don't think. Like, see here, does this actually... nope. See, so even when this is closed down here, there is a peg here that goes into this hole here when you transform it, and it'll actually just lock in there. So you've got this, and you can also have this here. It doesn't quite sit flush when in robot mode, either way you put it. So can he hold this in his hand? Not quite. It's a little tight. He can, but there's no point to it. So just to show you guys that, yeah, it's a little tight, but not too bad, I guess. So I'm going to put that back there, and let's continue to look at this figure's articulation and features. So his head is, I don't know if this is a ball joint or not, but you can kind of see right there. He's kind of got a nice little mean grimace there. He's got kind of greenish eyes there, painted in the back. He can turn his head all the way around. He can kind of look up and down, and you can get some interesting, I guess, like, half expressions here. So, I mean, that's about all you can do with that. Now, his arms are on this peg here, and this measuring peg here, so he can do that. He's got a little bicep, and he's got an elbow. The wrists do not turn at all. He has no waist swivel. He does have thigh rotation. He has knee bend, some pretty good knee bend, even backwards. Ouch. Okay. And then he has ankle tilt. Oh, and yes, he does have his feet here, so that's another thing. So I didn't have those out. That's going to really help him stand stable. So there's all of the features of the figure itself. So, and then you can go on ahead and plug in this little guy here and his tail, and you can have him, like, you know, reaching over, but he doesn't, like I said, he has no waist swivel whatsoever or anything like that. You can plug his gun in here. There's also a, let's see here. Well, there's a little post right here, and this post you can mount it in his other mode, but in this mode, the only thing he can do is hold this gun, I believe. There's no other place to peg in that. So that's what we got going on there. So let's go on ahead and get him compared with some other figures. Here he is with Hot Rod from the Studio series, and here he is with Cup right over here. So let's go on ahead and rearrange these guys here, there, and you can kind of see what these guys look like. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, also, here's the bailiff. We can compare this guy with the bailiff. Let's get these guys out of the way. So here's bailiff from the Quintesson set. And then here is with the Alicon. So you can get all these guys together, and that's kind of what they look like. They're all around the same height, robot-wise. So, you know, because this is basically just a remold of this. So, I mean, they look pretty good. I like them. They make a nice set. So that's what we got going on there. And to show off one more thing, here he is with slag? A slag? Is that what they call it? Yeah, okay. Or is it call him slug? I forget. Slag. And then here he is with Grimlock in their dino modes. So they look pretty cool with those Studio series right there. So with that said, let's take a look at the transformation of this thing into a shark. So we'll go ahead and remove that. We'll remove that. And then the first thing we're going to do is fold in the fists, like so. And we'll lift up his arms in this manner here. And then we're going to take this, turn that around, and then we're going to unpeg that. Remember I showed you that right there, pegged in, if you can see that peg. It's not this one, although, could you do it? Let's see. I guess you could do it that way, but that's not really what was intended. So I just want to turn it around like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the head and you're going to push this down. Now you're going to push until you can feel it kind of pop into place, and that'll kind of keep his head like down like this. So we're going to take this and we're going to close that up, and we're going to close this up. But we're going to pull this whole thing like this. Pull his legs to the side. Pull this. You kind of want to give this area clearance because we're going to turn this whole thing right here 180 degrees. Okay. Now we're going to take these here, fold in the heels. Then we're going to take the let's see here. We're going to take this part here and we're going to pull this out like so. And it's going to expose these two pegs here, which those are going to post those posts, we're gonna fit the tips of his feet into those posts. So we're gonna take this, fold this over, so it's kind of like that, and then push it in like that. Do it again with this one. All right, there we go. Now, with that, we're gonna pull these arms over to the side. I'm gonna take this entire thing here, pull it over. Now, if you look, there are 2 tabs here, and there's little slots there. So go ahead and line those up and push them in. And then take this, fold this over, and then this is going to tab into the back of this. So it should line up just like that. And then we'll do that. Now, we'll take this, the arms, now the feet of the Sharkticon, and fold them like this. Do the same thing on this side. Take the tail, plug it in here. Then take the arms, and these little shark arms, that is, and kind of maneuver them into position like so. You can pull this down, and there you go. There is Gnaw, the Sharkticon, in a shark mode. And you know what? It looks pretty good. That's a pretty good looking shark mode. So look at that. You can kind of see, I mean, it's a foot, but it kind of follows the contour of the body of the Sharkticon. And I kind of like that. That's really cool. This now, in this mode, you can now push this down all the way, almost flush. So you got that going on as well. You can see here his head, but since it kind of clicks into place here, you really can't see much of it. And when you open up his mouth, I mean, you just see the back top part of his head. So not too bad, not too shabby, actually. So these arms do not move to the left or right. They only move up and down. So, but he's got some nice, impressive chompers here. So very, very interesting. So we can open this up all the way like this. And yeah, we still have his head there, but it's still not too bad. So we got that going on that way. So let's go on ahead and, oh yeah. So there is this here. Remember I was telling you about that little post right there? You can plug it right into his back right here. And he can kind of just hang out with it like that. So that's what we got going on there. So let's go ahead and put this guy right here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's compare him to the Titans Return version of him. Oops, I think I had the camera there. There's a Titans Return version of the Sharkticon. You can kind of see like how these two compare with each other. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. So they did an all right job with this one, but I think a better job is this one here. So you can still have this guy as troop, but you know, if you have a bunch of these, and you want to fit them into your diorama, I think it would work pretty well. You know, just got a little one here and then the big one there, but this one just looks way more movie accurate. Let's go on ahead, and here's what he looks like with Hot Rod, and here he looks like with Cup. Okay, and then here's what he looks like with Slug or Slag or whatever. And here he is with Grimlock, you know. I think that scale works pretty well, actually, when you look at it. So there you go. That's very cool. You know, you can tell him what to do. By the way, this, if you haven't seen my video, I did customize this, and I added the teeth parts to it and a few other things, like the shield here. Anyway, so this is it. I really do think that this is a much better knot. It's probably the best knot we've gotten from them so far, so I do highly recommend this. It looks fantastic. I think that it's especially if you're going after the whole look of the movies, this would be a great addition to your collection. I got this figure from Walmart. Fortunately, it was just sitting there, and I was like, hey, cool. So you can keep your eye out for this. It should be popping up in the stores. It should run around $22 approximately at the time of this recording. So that's what we got going on here. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch more of my Transformers reviews or model kit reviews or anything else like that, please subscribe to the channel. I'll get more stuff coming. I will talk to you guys next time.